Welcome back, folks, to the Shine Gaming and Esports Center for another week of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate here on Thursday. I'm Jack Elliott, joined, of course, by Rowan Mastrangelo, and we're back in another week of PEC play. It's your Syracuse Orange against the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
It's going to be a great one. This is a real test for Syracuse. They suffered a Week 1 loss to Michigan State, which is tough. Michigan State, one of the best teams in the PEC, but also in the country. So they really stand out among universities here in America. But Minnesota, so far, is kind of teetering with them. They suffered a close loss to Michigan State, and their only other loss in the season was to Nebraska. So I'm really excited to see what's to come from this 3-2 Gopher squad. Very solid.
Yeah, this Minnesota team, I was looking at them before this matchup, and it's going to be a tough one for Syracuse, no lie. The last few weeks for Syracuse, I mean, they haven't lost since playing Michigan State in Week 1, which is fantastic, getting a good little hot streak going. But the teams that they played haven't exactly been impressive. They haven't played Nebraska. They obviously haven't played Minnesota because they're playing them tonight. And, they lost Week 1 to Michigan State. So I agree with you. This is going to be the first real test for this Syracuse team. This Minnesota squad, they're good. They're 3-2. They're 4th in the PEC, and their only 2 losses are against 2 undefeated teams and 2 top 25 teams in the country overall.
Yeah, they are solid. And this Syracuse team heading into the year also had the perception of being super polished, really solid, with the players like Sarvi and Milsharks continuing to improve, and then bringing in new guys like Syrup who have national recognition and are already at a place where they can come in and just dominate the competition. Syracuse was coming into the year at a very, very high point, and they've lived up to that, frankly. They've done a great job, and their big loss to Michigan State was justified given how much of a powerhouse the Spartans are and have been for a number of years. But this is a real test for the Orange. Like Jack said, most of the Orange wins this year have been against teams in the 6th seed in the PEC and below. So the Minnesota Golden Gophers are not that, the 4 seed. So it'll be a real challenge. One of the big proponents of this squad is Doug Todd, playing Mario. We'll see him first. And it'll go against Syrup, who I want to get into. Syrup, obviously the main attraction of the Syracuse roster, nationally recognized, and he's been getting real warm behind us. This Orange squad's been playing for quite some time before the PEC game, Jack.
Yeah, they've been playing for about an hour and a half in their play versus matchup, so it's a doubleheader tonight for this Syracuse squad. Now, that play versus is in the traditional crew battle format, so you can have one player go through, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the opponent's stocks, and that's exactly what Syracuse has been doing with Syrup. Syrup has been playing a lot of Smash Bros. Behind us.
Yeah, and I think it's why the PEC, what we're seeing behind us right now, like you said, him going through multiple players, it's why the PEC has adopted what we informally call the Syrup rule. The structure of the PEC matches are very different from your traditional crew battles, and it rewards a more comprehensive roster and contributions from each one of your players as opposed to top-heavy rosters with one good player. Syracuse isn't that, but Syrup really cuts through everyone, and he's such a unique talent. And the new rule set that we'll go over in just a second is one that kind of disadvantages Syracuse, but we saw the advantages of the previous crew battle format just a few moments ago in Syracuse's matches before right now.
Yeah, let's take you through that format, though. So it's best of 3 sets, and within a set, you've got a Team 1 and a Team 2. In this case, in this first set, Syracuse is Team 1, Minnesota is Team 2. Team 1 gets a blind for the first battle, and Team 2 gets a blind for the last battle. After that, it's a series of picks and counter-picks. So we led off with Syrup playing Steve. That was counter-picked by Doug Todd playing Mario.
There you go.
Then they had an opportunity. They picked blind, and we got an opportunity to counterpick. There's 4 matches, and basically what happens, we're getting right into it, so we'll continue to go through that right after this. We're getting into it, though. It's Mario played by Doug Todd and Syrup playing Steve, and Mario already making life really uncomfortable for Syrup here.
This green skin, it's so confusing. It feels like I'm playing, oh my goodness, a fatal air dodge.
Just a complete misinput from Mario gives Syrup some much needed respite from what was a really solid start against one of the best players in the country.
Yeah, Doug Todd was absolutely cooking early out the gate, so that is a big break for Syracuse and a tough reset for the Gophers.
Goodness gracious. Real quick, each stock you take off your opponent is 1 point. So Syracuse already has 1 point banked. And if you win the 3-stock matchup, you get an additional point. So let's say you take 1 stock off your opponent but lose. Your team gets 1 point. The opposing team gets 4 for those 3 stocks they took off you, plus the point for winning. Syrup doing well to recover now, has Doug Todd all the way up to 93% on that second stock and still hasn't managed to be knocked out despite getting hit hard early.
Yeah, he was up in the percents early in that first stock. I think Doug Todd went away for the first time and Syrup was at around 90%. So to only take 30 and deal what is 111 now, really solid stamina from Syrup.
Syrup trying to make the most of this first stock, doing well here. Has to recover now, some good edge guarding, making life difficult, and Syrup is knocked out. So we'll go back even at 2 stocks and a quick knockout. The down air, lethal for Syrup.
Really solid. I'm not sure if that was a footstool down air or not, but either way, it was really good placement. Now we're back, even on percents.
Even on percents, but Syrup with an opportunity to get a big 4-1 win here early. Just some good DI got Doug Todd out of that combo. Syrup trying to build, trying to keep him edge guarded. Breaks through the block there. Still being edge guarded though. Syrup goes for the minecart. Doesn't quite get it, but Mario's not going to be able to recover from that one. Syracuse takes a quick 4-1 lead on the back of their main man.
And that down smash was really good there. I like the use of that move. It's got a big range, but what it also does is it sends your opponent horizontal as opposed to vertical. Most down smashes do that, but Steve's in particular has a ton of horizontal knockback. And for a character like Mario, whose recovery is more vertical and less horizontal, it makes it really difficult for him to get back to the stage. He also had that stone block below the ledge just for insurance vertically, so he had all his bases covered. So that was really quality closing moments of that stock from Syrup.
Syrup, as usual, showing off why he is the centerpiece of this roster. Match 2, it was the blind pick, was Bowser, played by Bowser Jr., played by Grizzhawk, going into Drew, playing Joker. We've seen Drew a couple times this year, had some good rounds, had some bad rounds, can, be a little bit inconsistent. Excited to see what he brings here, though.
Me as well, and I think he's got a really good opportunity against Grizzhawk, specifically against Bowser Jr. I always really like to dig into the character matchups. This one, Joker, Bowser Jr., I think Joker definitely wins the matchup straight up without taking the fighters into consideration.
Real quick, we're going to look at some replays. There's that down air that was just absolutely beautiful, and here's the good edge guarding that just left Mario unable to recover. I mean, that's Syrup at his finest.
It is, and no jump there. There's no way to come back. Anyway, diving back into the matchup between Syracuse's Drew and Minnesota's Grizzhawk, Joker is a character with almost no flaws. I mean, it's unbelievable. When he was first released into the game, people were a little bit up in arms. People were really excited because Persona is a great franchise, and everyone was very excited about it. But with a character that has not a lot of holes and not a lot of things to punish, it's very hard. You need a great character to go against it, and frankly, Bowser Jr. is not that. Bowser Jr.'s got a lot of holes, very predictable, not a ton of projectiles, moderate
guy,
speed.
dude.
He's just a little guy. He's the little brother to Bowser. Or son? Son.
It's son. Gotta be son.
Yeah, gotta be son because he's right.
Why don't they call him Bowser Sr. then?
He should be Bowser Sr.
Right?
So, right. Unfortunately, no one's playing Bowser Sr. today. But
I'm going to start calling him Bowser Sr. from here on out, though.
Then you'll have to, people should get it because that's how it is. I see this one going Drew's way just based on the character matchup.
I mean, I'm biased, but I sure hope so. Getting real quick back, just going to finish explaining the format.
Sure.
After these 4 matchups, whoever has more points wins. If it's tied, we go into a sudden death 3-stock winner-take-all matchup.
Very suspenseful.
I mean, Syracuse will have the advantage in any one of those that we play.
Because you can plug in whatever fighter you want. And we just saw what happens if you plug Syrup in.
It's a quick defeat for the other team.
Right, it goes fairly well. Although, Doug Todd put up a great... I mean, he was cooking right away. It was looking like it was going to be a real upset.
Without the SD,
yeah,
really, I mean, that could go. He could have made life real difficult for Syracuse. We're getting into it now. It's actually Wendy, not Bowser Jr. Isn't that interesting? against Joker.
That's one of the things I like about Bowser Jr. And Steve does this as well. Is the skins are different characters. It's very fun.
I like the Enderman.
Yeah.
Yeah, big fan.
Long, thin.
Right, of
Chill
course.
guy.
Yeah, chill guy. Doesn't like if you look at him though.
No, very angry.
We're getting into things now. Some good juggling from Bowser Jr. Joker into that Arsene form. So that's going to be an advantage here for Drew. Got to take what he can while he can, but a huge hit sends him far off screen. Drew got to recover and deal some percent before he leaves that Arsene form. He's getting real low here. Just taking a bunch of hits and a knockout while in the Arsene form. That is a real unfortunate start for Syracuse.
Wow, that was so quick. I mean, I did not expect the stock to be over that fast. All credit to Grizhawk. He's using that up B kind of offensively, which is not something that I've personally seen a lot of, but it's really working for him. It's very cool.
Got an opportunity to edge guard now. Good recovery there from Grizhawk. Back into that Arsene form is Joker, and a quick knockout as soon as he entered that Arsene form. Got to make the most of it now on this second stock. Try and deal as much percent. Get this thing back as close to even as possible. Has a big opportunity now. Big percent being dealt early. Joker back ahead on percent for Syracuse. Trying to regain control of that middle. Send Bowser Jr. somewhere where Wendy, where she can't recover. That's gonna confuse me
Right.
there. just straight up, to be honest. 89% now. Joker now getting juggled off stage. An opportunity for some edge guarding. Good recovery from Joker. Gets back to center stage. Manages to knock Grizhawk off to that right side. Grizhawk with a good recovery launches Joker into the air. Nice grab and just pummeled into the ground. 123% on Joker now. Both in their high percents here. Any hit could be a knockout blow. Joker with a good hit into the background. A knockout. Takes a quick lead. Got to extend this stock as far as possible.
It's beautiful. Dragged him down with the falling up air and finished it off with the up smash. It's a really solid kill confirmed from Joker, and it was used to perfection there.
Back into the Arsene form. Got an opportunity now. Put this stock out of sight. Put this match out of sight. Misses with the move there. Trying now to fight off stage. Another opportunity to edge guard. Wendy manages to recover, gets back in her cup, and launches Joker all the way across the stage. Joker, good recovery up, 154%.
Such good longevity here from Joker. You know your stock is at the end of its ropes, as you see right there, but you've dealt 86% on your low life, so you've really made a good amount of progress with a stock that's almost done.
At 86% and quickly back into Arsene. Falling fast out of it, though. 108% for Wendy. Real opportunity for a knockout here, but Joker hasn't been too careful with those percents here early, all the way up into the 80s. Could go either way. Joker lands the knockout. Syracuse, a 4-2 win, and it's 8-3 after 2.
That was a quick game. Very fast.
That was speedy.
That was speedy. It was good. I mean, in and out. Quick. There's no reason to waste time. It was really, I'm impressed from the play of Grizhawk. I thought he did a really good job going toe-to-toe with a fighter as good as Drew, but also a character as good as Joker. Did a really nice job. Got ahead early, as we sort of saw in the first match with Syrup. Syrup fell behind early, but Syracuse rallied, got head steady, came out on top.
So the two heavy hitters on this Minnesota squad, it's Mario, Doug Todd, and then their blind pick, which is Stitch, playing Yoshi. Stitch was the only fighter to win a game against Michigan State.
Wow.
So that will be a really interesting matchup. We've got Milsharks, who feels confident playing DK into that in the last stock. But next up, we've got Sarvi playing Luigi into Rob, played by Flats.
It's going to be a good one. I love Sarvi as a guy and a player. Just great all around. We've seen some qualities from Sarvi as a player that can kind of get in his own way, forcing moves, not capitalizing on certain opportunities, just getting in his own head. And he seemed really excited about this matchup with Rob, which leads me to believe that he's going to have a lot of confidence. And when he has confidence, generally, he does well.
He plays a lot better as we wrap up the highlights from that last match. That great knockout there at the end, clutched up both fighters in high percents. And I think that the more confident you can get Sarvi going into his matchup, the better. And he gets everybody else confident going into their matchups. You can hear him outside all the time, shouting either advice or just, yeah, you got this, or reminders about, you got to SD 1 or 2 times before you go into this matchup because of, the scoring for crew battles, but he's just a constant help for this team.
Mm-hmm.
The more he can get into his head in a good way, if that makes sense, the more he can make himself more confident heading into this game, the better.
Yeah, I completely agree. We've seen a lot of times early on in the year against teams not as polished as Minnesota, where Sarvi thinks he's going to go against a certain fighter. And then the draft comes, and it actually ends up that he has a different matchup. And he runs out of the draft room, and he's just a little nervous. You can tell. And the game starts, and now those nerves are articulated digitally right on the battlefield. But this one, I'm not as concerned about.
He knew they were going to go with Rob.
Yeah, exactly.
So he felt confident going into that.
Right. And here we go. Something that I am concerned about, though, Luigi's recovery, not good. Rob's edge guarding, some of the best in the game. Those two weaknesses and strengths directly counter each other, and it's going to be tough to make up for it.
I like playing Rob. If only I could learn how to edge guard. Sarvi already up to 58% here. Manages to win back some stage position there, get himself to a good position, a good combo early on. Needs to string a couple of those together, do some good percent, already up to 86%. But that's the thing with Yoshi, is that he can strike back so quickly and make games even with just a couple of opportunities. Doesn't quite get the recovery there, and an early knockout. Rob only on 44% here.
That's the recovery error of Luigi. It's just not strong. Oh, but that up B is sweet spot. He got him.
Oh my goodness, Rowan. That came out of nowhere. That knockout, 88%? That was disgusting.
It's a high-risk, high-reward move, and it paid off.
That patented Sarvi up B.
Patented.
It's patented.
I hope we see the patented Sarvi up smash.
I also hope that as well.
That was his first patent.
Yes, that was his original, his original invention. Sarvi trying to break through now, get a good combo going. Rob has done well to play, with a little bit of space between him and Luigi. He knows he's got the range advantage and can kind of stay back. And if you let Luigi get in close, he will punish you.
Yeah, Rob has those melee moves where he can string combos together, but against a character like Luigi whose moves just come out faster, and you're Rob, so you're heavier, you're more susceptible to juggling, you just want to rely on that projectile heavy play style that you know isn't as counterable.
A good grab leads to some good edge guarding and a good combo there. Luigi now flipped around on Sarvi. He's on the edge. Rob with an opportunity to edge guard. Luigi battered back into the middle. Gets a nice hit there, though. Rob is juggled up in the air. Can Luigi make the final hit? That knockout blow doesn't get it there, but Rob all the way up to 142%. They're dueling. The tornado. He's got it. Sarvi leads by a stock.
Now you got to make the most of this. You're 142 against a character with a ton of kill moves. Try to make the most of this late stock.
All he needs is one combo. That's a great piece of air defense there from Rob. Gonna try and finish it here, though. Rob, let's see if he can recover. Oh, my goodness. Some pretty incredible recovery from Rob. Just barely got in. Sent the laser eyes the wrong way, so wasn't able to edge guard. Good recovery from Luigi. Needs to break in now. Get a little bit more percent. Doesn't right there. Knocked out. We're back even on stocks. 28% advantage for Sarvi.
This is not a lot at all, especially when you're going against Rob, who can string things together in an instant. You want to get ahead early.
Sarvi comfortable with leaning off that edge. Just trying to break through that good edge defense of Rob. He's being battered around, goes for the grab, misses it. A good shield from Rob. Tries to roll inside. His defenses gets pushed back. Pretty much even on percents here. Back jockeying for more stage position. Sarvi working himself towards that more comfortable center area. Lands a couple of good hits there. Goes for the grab, misses it. Battered around in the air. A good laser eyes from Rob. A good grab, though. Lands the knockout. Sarvi comes up clutch, and Syracuse is going to take set one.
Look at him pumping his fist. He's fired up. God, you love to see it. What a beast. Two of those stocks came from the up B of Luigi. It's a move where if it lands, you're absolutely cooked. And if it doesn't, there's so much room to punish. And I think that locks.
It does.
That locks.
It does. If you win three, you win.
That locks Stitch out of any possibility to bring this back into contention for Minnesota. So a huge win for Sarvi and the
Let's take a look at these replays, Rowan. That was a great up B there. A great tornado there. And just this grab combo, that was absolutely perfect. Perfectly timed. Got the grab, and, I mean, there's no way out of that.
He looked so comfortable that whole match. He wasn't forcing anything. There wasn't a single time where he was pushing a move too far. He looked so smooth. And against a character like Rob, who's able to play that sort of range game and keep you away so easily with the laser, with the gyro, he's got a lot of tools in his toolkit, but Sarvi had the answer to absolutely everything. A crucial win, and I'm sure the Orange are smiling not just because they got the win, but because they don't have to face Stitch, who's arguably the strongest fighter on this Minnesota squad. Like you said, he's the only Golden Gopher who took a game off the top-ranked Michigan State Spartans. So not having to go against a fighter of that caliber is huge for the Orange.
Not only did Syracuse get the win here, but it was dominant.
Yeah.
This is one of the first times that I've seen Syracuse win by just winning the first three. Like, not have it go to that final matchup and either have to win that matchup or win based on the aggregate stock differential.
Yeah.
It was really impressive all-around team play. Everybody who played in those first three knew what they had to do and got it done with ease.
That's true. They all did their job. And I loved what I saw in terms of you've got adversity right in front of you. What are you going to do? You go down early. You are in a stock differential. You can let that get in your head and you can get flustered and second guess, or you can look it in the face and throw it over your shoulder. And it's exactly what the Orange did. When you get down early, it just tells you how much more you need to push, and they pushed just enough. It's really great to see because every team, things are going to go the way that they don't exactly want it to go, and it's about how you respond. Early, mid-match, post-match, whatever. And mid-match, the Orange flipped the switch in the perfect way.
And I think that is the biggest area of growth that this team has seen. Maybe not, skill-wise, although, of course, having Syrup on the team, they're all going to get better skill-wise.
Right.
But mentally, this team knows how to bounce back from adversity now, and that is the biggest thing for them. That was the biggest thing last year. That is the biggest thing that's changed this year is the way that they bounce back. We're heading into it now, though. It's Millsharks playing DK, and Yoshi, played by Stitch. We're heading into it. We're just flying. You can see Cobra HQ. Now you've got the windows.
Oh, beautiful.
It's a beautiful field. Here we
There
go, though.
we go.
55 to 66%.
I kind of wanted to look at that field. That looked really nice.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful field. Oh, my goodness. Millsharks starting things off early. Got Yoshi all the way up to 115%. And if you feel good, if Millsharks can take out this Yoshi here, which he does right there, a great knockout. I mean, that's just a huge morale boost for this Syracuse team, especially against the fourth best team in the PEC right now. That's saying, we can beat this team. We can dominate really good teams in the PEC.
Yeah, if you can hang with the best, it's just a good feeling. And this is the best on the best.
Yoshi, good juggling, and Millsharks just couldn't come back down to earth. The knockout there. Yoshi on 76%. Millsharks trying to find a way to get that second knockout. Of course, they're just playing for pride and confidence, but still, you want to. If you can finish off a sweep here, that's really impressive.
It's a great confidence booster, and mentals is a huge thing in this game. You want them to be solid. So winning this game in terms of Syracuse would be great for them, especially for Millsharks. He hasn't played wireless contests in a really long time. So just getting his confidence up against a solid fighter would be great for the Orange, and I'm sure he's going to play a ton more matches this year. So any win is good.
And, we heard it, Rowan. Well, I heard it when I was here early for the play versus. They were complaining about some of the lag that they had going on. I think it was because one of the other players was on Wi-Fi, not LAN. But they were really not happy about this. Yoshi all the way up at 160% right now. 165. Still not found the knockout blow. It's pretty surprising.
Yeah, people don't realize that Yoshi's actually a really heavy character. His frame is not very big, but the weight that Yoshi has in Smash is really heavy. People don't understand it. So he can live to these higher percents. But that forward throw, that's, no chance. Goodbye.
Night. Oh, my goodness. Stunned off the ledge and knocked out. And we're back even here, heading to the final stock, completely knotted up.
Wow.
That was really, really great play from Yoshi.
Yeah, the shield damage on that move is just huge, and the location of Millsharks couldn't have been less ideal.
And now Yoshi really taking it to town on Millsharks here early. 96% already. Yoshi goes for that grab with that tongue. Opts instead to go for a quick little tail whip. Misses it there. Good shield. Millsharks trying to work his way back into this stock. Yoshi juggles. Man. Knocked out. Wow, some of those knockout moves, you don't expect them to come. Like, the percents are relatively low for how big the move looks, and it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, Donkey Kong wasn't even in the hundreds there, and that up smash did it. Shows the kill power of Yoshi, and I was really Stitch did a fantastic job that game. I mean, Milsharks is really good. We saw him in land play last year, and he did a really nice job handling tough opponents, and he got one here. He did fine, but Stitch was really on his game, and I think that is a good message for Minnesota to show, hey, we can take a game. So settle down. Let's go into the second round of drafts because we can beat you guys. I think it's good for both teams, the Orange to realize that they've got to lock in and they can be beaten, not get too cocky.
Syracuse takes set 1, 14-9. It's best of 3 sets. We're going to take a look at some replays, and then we're going to take a quick break to draft. Ooh, replays from the whole set, Rowan. This is exciting.
Look at this.
We get to go back and see Syrup from the beginning. I mean, just incredible play, obviously. What else were you going to expect?
Boom.
Yeah, there's Drew just absolutely taking Wendy to school. Bing! Into the background.
Bing! Into oblivion. God.
And now we're back. Sarvi, some absolutely electric play. And here's DK. There's that forward throw. My goodness, when you get into his arms, you know it's over.
It's done. They're very burly.
Syracuse takes set 1, 14-9. We're going to draft real quick. We'll be right back. It was an emphatic 14-9 victory for Syracuse in set 1 of their game against Minnesota here in Smash Bros. And things haven't really changed for set 2, Rowan. The matchups are all exactly the same, nearly down to when they played them. The only thing that changed is that Sarvi playing Luigi and Flats playing Rob is flipped up to the second matchup, whereas Drew playing Joker and Grizzhawk playing Bowser Jr., that goes down to the third matchup.
Really interesting. I mean, this is your opportunity to try stuff out that you maybe wanted to do in the first round, and you just kind of
if you're Minnesota.
If you're Minnesota, you maybe thought you made a decision wrong, or you think another fighter could have done a better job. And you lose 3 out of the 4 games, but you still believe that the people you have played are the best men for the job. It's interesting.
And in the same order.
In nearly the exact same order, playing the same opponents. That's right. In that sense, yeah. You might have thought that a fighter might have been better against a different opponent, but is still a solid fighter. But no, every single head-to-head matchup is exactly the same, starting with the first one here between Steve and Syrup and Doug Todd, excuse me.
Now, I will say, Doug Todd was giving Syrup some grief to start things off, and he's doing it again here.
He's giving him the business.
Already up to 87% is Syrup, so they did like this matchup, and this is the only one where I was kind of like, yeah, I think you can send that matchup in again.
Sure.
Everything else I was a little confused on.
Because that crucial SD, that really set him back a lot.
It changed the face of the game. Syrup now getting a chance to recover, tries to get into that combo, doesn't quite manage to land it as much as he would like, but still some good percent dealt. 66, 74% now. Syrup pretty much got him back now on even percent. TNT sending center stage near the crafting table, and a huge hit for Syrup. Launches Mario up in the air. Doug Todd needs to recover. Does there. Syrup all the way up at 100%, still on even percent. Really tightly contested matchup here for Syrup. And some really impressive play from Doug Todd so far. Gives Syrup a chance to mine some materials, so a little bit of an interesting choice there. Syrup now starting to gain a bit of a percent advantage. One of the first times he's had that all match. Off the side here. Mario with an opportunity to edge guard, but a great forward air from Syrup. Got those diamond tools now. He's got an opportunity here to do some real damage, but oh my goodness! Doug Todd strikes first. A complete upset. Syrup quickly gets back the diamond tools. Needs to get the knockout here before Doug Todd can do too much damage to him, too much percent.
Yeah, you don't want to let him run away with this one. Oh, man, that's good DI.
And Mario just managing to stay alive by any means necessary, avoiding that knockout up to 174%. Gets through both blocks that Syrup placed as deterrents. Those diamond tools, they gave him a big advantage, but the toadstool down air does it there.
So solid. Such a great kill confirm. It takes so much precision, but Syrup's got it. Really good job.
Getting some big percents there again. Syrup has not been able to lock in at the start of stocks thus far. Gets a couple of good back airs. Sends Doug Todd off stage. Breaks through those blocks on the way up and manages to recover. Good minecart sends Doug Todd off stage. Syrup maintaining some distance, trying to get some materials to build with. Good recovery there from Doug Todd. Sends Syrup all the way off. Some edge guarding opportunities. That recovery from Steve, I mean, it's ridiculous, Rollin.
It's so versatile. You can get back to the stage from wherever you are. It's unbelievable. But I will say, I want to commend Doug Todd. Steve is a character that relies on having space, gives him time to mine, which allows for him to get blocks, and those blocks are the only reason he can do half of his moveset. But with no space, he doesn't have any time to mine. Beautiful, dropping off the ledge, back air, holy moly.
Oh, my goodness, Syrup now has to respond again and then come all the way back and take another stock. It's been real difficult, but there's the down air. Got him again with that move. Syrup, even here on percent, we've seen him struggle when they're both on low percents, and a stock has to start off hotter than he usually does.
Syrup needs to buy some time and some space to get some materials, and there we go, right there. Needs to get that iron up, that gold up, and maybe get the diamond tools, but not if he has anything to say about it. Oh my goodness.
Really good combo there from Doug Todd. Puts Syrup back all the way up to 89%. Syrup trying to start a combo. Gets a little bit there. Up to 100% now is Doug Todd. Both entering that knockout zone. Doug Todd frozen. The back air. The knockout for Syracuse. Syrup comes in clutch yet again. Fighting from down all game. Gets a quick start for Syracuse. Up 4-2.
calm, cool, and collected. He walks off like nothing even happened. And that was an incredible fight from Syrup. He was down early like he was in match 1, but for longer. And he still came back. He still found a way to get back down in the percents and find his kill move. The patience. He landed that side B in the minecart, and we saw that Doug Todd was stuck in there for a long period of time. That's one of the biggest opportunities for Steve to capitalize on a kill confirm. A lot of players would go with what's guaranteed and easy, which is the up smash, that magma block that goes above his head. But instead, he went with the back air, and it's very strong. It's a little harder to land, but he knows with the location that he's on the stage and the power of the move that this will kill. And he did it. Knockout, excuse me. And that's exactly what it did. It was really good.
Incredibly impressive game for Syrup. Getting into match 2 now. It is Sarvi playing Luigi again against Flats playing Rob. Now, I will say, I commend the decision from Minnesota to send back in Doug Todd there. That, given the way that that match went, coming down to it there at the wire, that was the correct decision.
Agreed, 100%.
Now, the blind pick of Rob as opposed to maybe switching it up, that I think is interesting. Maybe you switch up your blind, stitch Yoshi, put Yoshi in earlier, give him an opportunity to compete against for Syracuse to make a tough blind pick. I don't know. Anyways, getting into the matchup here. And Sarvi quickly down on percent a little bit. 54% to Rob's just 10. But he was down on percent pretty much the entire match in that first set and came back to win it.
I mean, it's been the story of the day for Syracuse. I don't think they've gotten up in a stock lead or a percent lead early on once today. But they've won now 4 out of 5 games.
And that's just incredible resilience from this team, and it's something I'm sure Coach Bear will be talking about. A great combo from Sarvi, launches Rob across the stage, brings him pretty much even, and that's the thing about Luigi is he's not dealing, oh my goodness, a quick knockout. Wow, on low percents. Now got an opportunity to make some use of his just 98% here, but wasn't able to recover some great edge guarding. We're back knotted up, both on 0, 2 stocks.
That's unfortunate, but the kill was great. I mean, great up B. That's, like we said before, that was 2 of the 3 stocks that he took off of Grizzhawk in match 1 were from that up B, and he did the same right there.
Got an opportunity to edge guard. Got a recover here. Good recovery from both fighters there. Rob managing to deal some early hits, but a good grab. Launches Rob into the ground. Now deals a good combo. 38% for Rob. Luigi up at 56. Sarvi trying to find his way back here. 53% now for Rob. Gets a good grab into a decent combo. Up to 70, 80%. Good prediction there from Sarvi. The platforms fly back onto stage, and Sarvi once again reads it so well. He is playing out of his mind today here, Rowan.
Yeah, this has been some really good chip damage in this stock particularly. In the previous, he got ahead. Oh my God, he got ahead via combos, but this one, it's just been landing the right hits.
Rob trying to come back up. It's a good read again from Sarvi. He has been predicting like crazy here in this second stock. Really good hit from Rob. Now has an opportunity to edge guard against the tough recovery of Luigi. Luigi hits the tornado, and oh my goodness, Rob survives it again. That's 2 times this stock. Rob has survived that tornado from Luigi.
Rob is super heavy. He can stay alive for a pretty long amount of time, but it is shocking when you see someone at 155. The pummel, the up air, no.
Oh my goodness, Sarvi staying alive against all odds. Both fighters, but just couldn't get the recovery. Luigi's recovery is hurting Sarvi here. Immediate knockout. We are knotted up here going into the final stock. Yet again, Sarvi, an opportunity to come through in the clutch again for Syracuse.
That's a huge way to respond. He needed that right there. And what he needs right now is this final stock. 1-1, a fresh new game.
Just a nice little combo to start things off would be great. Gets it there. Starts dealing some good percent. Up to 55% now is Rob. Luigi goes up to 40. Rob deals a lot more big, heavy hits. 1 hit will do it, whereas Luigi, you got to string together a bunch of them. That's been the difference in this matchup here. Even pretty much on percent. Luigi battered off the edge, trying not to get hurt by that recovery again. Rob trying to edge guard. Luigi manages to avoid the first one. That little spinning top does a couple of percents. Gets the grab. Luigi going for the knockout, just missed it there. Rob up to 100%. Luigi at 80 now, even on percent, up at above 100. Tries to go for the grab, knocks Rob around, gets the knockout animation, but no knockout. Both up above 115%, so high on percent. Any blow will be a knockout here. Good recovery from Rob. Sarvi looking for that final hit. So is Flats here. Good shield there from Luigi. Avoids that big blast from the eyes of Rob. That spinning top ever present in the middle of the stage. Been really going for that grab here, Sarvi. Steals the top. But oh my goodness, Rob sneaks in that final knockout blow. And we're back tied at 6-6.
That was nothing short of entertaining. I mean, back and forth we go. Some knockouts with a lot of flair from both characters, both fighters. But yeah, the story in that last stock was the gyro from Rob. That's the spinning top. You can throw it and it stays on the stage for a long time, and it continues to hit your opposing characters if you run into it, and it gives you an opportunity to punish that hit. So it really limits your opposing characters' just space on the stage. It makes the stage much smaller and limits the places you can go. It's what the gyro did right there to perfection. It can be a projectile, but it can also just give you a little bit of advantage on the ground of the stage. It's exactly what it did there for Minnesota.
Rowan, 5 out of 6 matchups here have gone to the final stock.
Wow.
So it's been a tight matchup here, even though Syracuse
quality games
won 3 of them in that first set. These have been close all the way around. And so we're all knotted up here at 6. So Syrup took the first stock 4-2, and then Flats took the second stock 4-2. Now we've got Drew playing Joker against Grizzhawk playing Bowser Jr. This went the way of Syracuse in the first matchup, but again, it was a close battle.
Right, it was another 4-2 win for Syracuse, and that is the closest that these games can get. What I'm interested to see is how Drew does again against Grizzhack. We saw a close win before, but a big part of Super Smash Bros. Is reading your opponent, analyzing what they do, and then countering. And I'm curious to see how Grizzhack will do that in the face of Drew, because like a lot of these matches, he got up early. He was the front runner early on in the match, and then Drew locked in and punished. But we'll see what happens this time around.
Really excited for this one. Looking for Drew to take a little bit more advantage of being in that Arsene form.
Yep.
Deal more percent while in that Arsene form. I think that'll be the difference maker here.
And I think right now, Syracuse, obviously they're happy that Syrup earned a 4-2 win over Doug Todd, but I bet right now with a tie game and points being more valuable in the second half, because this is really when you know what you have to score, having someone like Syrup in this position would be so valuable. But he's gone, and now SU's got to rely on the rest of their roster.
And that's been so big the rest of the season. It was one of the big storylines coming into the season, and part of the reason for the rule change. How can Syracuse rely on the rest of their roster? Can they trust them to get it done? Some early chip damage here for Drew. Gets into that Arsene form while up pretty heavily on percent, so an opportunity to take a quick advantage here. Wendy quickly trying to battle through it. Grizzhawk trying to do his best to stay alive. Exiting that Arsene form now is Joker. Good recovery at the end of that Arsene form. Dealt some big percent. Now an opportunity to edge guard with Wendy in that knockout zone. Joker gets out of the way of that one. And a quick knockout almost out of nowhere for Wendy. Minnesota takes a quick 3-2 lead in this stock.
And really similar to the gyro that we saw out of Flats, who played Rob last game, the sort of wind-up, I guess it's like a Koopa?
Yeah.
The wind-up Koopa on the ground, it does the same thing. It kind of separates the stage, and it gives your opponent an obstacle to be mind of, and it's a big combo starter for Wendy.
Grizzhawk taking advantage of this stock here. 60% dealt on Drew here already, with more potentially to come. Gets the quick knockout, though. Finally ends it off up at 195% when the knockout blow was dealt. That's ridiculous. And Joker now in a position that's a little bit more difficult to deal with.
I mean, he was in this position, this exact position last time around. The Orange have been in this position all day. Frankly, if we're going off the data, they shouldn't be too worried. But it is always a little unsettling to see the team that you're rooting for, if you're an Orange fan on the Syracuse stream, behind like this.
Down 131%, but quickly back into that Arsene form and needs to take advantage of it now. 24% only for Grizzhawk. That is not that high. And good grab there. Oh, just misses managing to follow up on it. Trying now to edge guard a little bit, but a knockout for Minnesota. Up 2-1 and only 37% on this second stock. This one's getting out of reach for Syracuse.
Yeah, this is a near total stock lead for Minnesota. We're going to need to see some big play out of Drew if this one wants to stay in contention. At least make it a 1-1 stock game so you can walk out with 2 stocks taken and just a little more points on the board.
And that makes the job easier for Mill Sharks playing DK against Yoshi next round. Finally taking his first stock, or his first percent of the stock, is Drew. Gets some good percent there. Now an opportunity to edge guard, staying really towards the middle of the stage, not really trying to challenge Wendy at all on the edge. 89% now for Wendy. Looking for that knockout blow. Up to 106% is Wendy. Getting to this last stock, making it even with just 46% now would be huge for Drew's chances of taking this match here. Trying to find the edge guarding opportunity out of that Arsene form now. Making that knockout a little bit more difficult, getting battered around now by that big cannonball of Wendy's.
Big cannonball.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming right out of the front of the car. Gets the grab. Nah, just doesn't quite get the knockout. 153%.
That's kind of the only shortcomings of Joker is the grab options. Not really any of them kill, so it's tough.
Wendy all the way up on 174%. Joker goes for the grab on the bomb, but Wendy, the knockout. And that's going to make it real tough for Syracuse to take this one. A 4-1 win for Minnesota, and the score now is 10-7.
Wow, that was a huge win, and Wendy was at such high percents there. I think it was around 160. Is that accurate? You got to take advantage there because now it could have been an 8-2. Excuse me. It could have been a 9. What's the score?
No, it would have been a 10-8 game as opposed to a 10-7 game.
Right, there we go. Could have been a 10-8 game, and that is much more surmountable to tie and go into a sudden death scenario or to take the lead. Now it's way harder for Syracuse.
Mill Sharks needs to win 4-1 or better here. So losing only 1 stock against one of the best players on this roster, Stitch. Otherwise, that'll force game 3.
So even if Mill Sharks gets the 4-2 win, that's not enough.
It's not a win for Syracuse.
So Stitch can't have more than 2 stocks.
Stitch has to lose first and foremost, but has to lose by 2 or more
I meant
stocks.
Mill Sharks. Mill Sharks can't have he can't have less than 2 stocks.
Yeah.
So if he has 1 stock left, it's wraps.
It's wraps for Syracuse.
Wow. So this is basically you're going against someone with 3 stocks and you have 2 yourself. That's basically what this
Essentially.
is. That's hard. Your back's against the wall.
It's difficult.
Yeah. You break it down or do you cower? We'll see.
We'll see. Mill Sharks has played under pressure before. You can see him there lurking in the shadows. Now coming forward into the light, getting ready for this one. He knows what he's got to do. The players understand this format, despite maybe not at the beginning of the season. Nobody really did.
Right, including us.
Yeah, I mean.
And frankly, I still am figuring it out. You saw that math. That was like basic single-digit addition, and I couldn't really do it.
Yeah, you're like a communications major, though.
Right, we both are.
Yeah, so it's okay if you can't do math.
Well, some stats. The last match of the first series was between Mill Sharks and Stitch. Mill Sharks won 4-2. Here,
Mill Sharks lost 4-2.
Mill Sharks lost. God, I am a complete disaster. Mill Sharks lost 4-2. So that script needs to flip. Mill Sharks needs to win. But even a 4-2 win is not going to do it.
No. It's a flip and more.
Wow.
Otherwise, we are headed to game 3.
This is going to be hard. We saw so many of Stitch's kill moves landing, and a lot of times that's where you see the most punish is when you're trying to land a smash attack or just a move with a longer buffer, and they were all landed. So Mill Sharks didn't have a lot of opportunity to punish, and he's going to need to be a little more evasive, which is difficult when you have one of the largest hitboxes in the game.
I'd say this match is living up to the billing so far, though, Rowan.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is cinema.
We knew this was going to be tight, and it has been.
And if it goes to 1-1 here, and the series is evened up,
drafting's going to be real interesting.
We go to a 3rd draft.
Yep, exactly.
Cinema.
Hit the Martin Scorsese. Absolute cinema.
Ah, that one.
Yeah, that one.
What's the pose? What's the one? Oh, dang it. God.
No,
All right, I'm going to
ask
ask
the
anyway.
question.
What's the one where the guy has his legs super spread out and his hands behind his back and he's leaning forward?
I know what that is. That's Willem Dafoe.
Oh, right, Defoe.
Yeah,
okay.
Willem Dafoe's awesome. Green Goblin. You
Sure.
might know him as. He also played Jesus Christ in The Last Temptation of Christ.
Understood.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just, was just thinking about it.
Yeah, he was also an American Psycho. Anyways, going into it now, I know a lot about movies.
Yeah,
Fun fact.
I don't.
No, you don't watch anything.
All right.
Mill Sharks with an
I
opportunity
watch,
here.
Like,
Didn't get the
I watch
forward there.
SpongeBob. I watch Dance Moms.
Yeah, that's not really cinema.
Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey,
Dance
let's focus
Moms
on the
is not
game.
cinema?
Let's
Oh my
focus
God,
on the game.
What a horrible take.
Let's focus on the game. Come on now. Good land there, an early knockout. We missed pretty much that entire stock. But Mill Sharks strikes first, trying to get that grab off. Didn't quite get it there. Now has to recover. Trying to get, a good chomp there from from Yoshi. That's tough to avoid. Goes for the tail whip a couple times. Getting juggled now as Mill Sharks needs to come back down to earth. Deals a couple of good percents. Reminder needs to win by 2 stocks here. It's going to be really difficult. Dealing some good percents now, though, setting himself up in a good position. Been dealt some really heavy blows here at high percents, and that one finally is the knockout. But you can land a knockout hit here early. This could be flipped on its head for Syracuse.
So this is the last stock available for Mill Sharks here. If he loses another one, that's it. We're going to series number 3.
Yoshi with a couple good swallows. Mill Sharks lands the back air coming down. Just hit it right before he hit the ground. Looking for an opportunity to get a knockout and make things pretty much even heading into what is his last available stock and Yoshi's last stock. Deals a big punch there to Yoshi. Not quite a knockout. That heaviness of Yoshi coming back into play here. Yoshi dealing some good percents. Mill Sharks all the way up now at 80%. Thrown off stage there by Yoshi. Needs to land the knockout blow soon. It's very close here. 112% now. Gets grabbed in that egg. Yoshi dealing big damage, big percents. Good recovery there. Yoshi knocked off the side of the stage and a good knockout. And it's 2-1. Mill Shark's going to need a miracle here to send this thing to sudden death. Trying to get it, making life uncomfortable here early for Stitch. Up to 137%. Any mistake could be fatal, and that could be it. No, not quite. Escapes the egg. Goes for it there, and there's the knockout. Syracuse is unfortunately going to lose set 2.
It's close, and it's unfortunate because Mill Sharks is doing far better in this round than he did in series number 1. He has a percent lead, although it's quickly dwindling after a few really solid up airs, and that back throw is going to do it. But he was doing great this round, and he was really close to getting it, and that creates some optimism for Syracuse. But if they were able to sort of wrap this up in 2 against a team as solid as Minnesota, would have really been a solid morale boost for Syracuse. Instead, we're going to do it again.
So it's a 12-11 finish there for Minnesota beating Syracuse. That ties things up at 1 set to 1 set. We're going to be right back. They're going to have to draft one more time. We'll see you in a moment.
Let's do it.
They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And as we head into the tiebreaker rubber match, Game 3 here, well, these teams have done the exact same thing again and again and again. It is the exact same matchups in the exact same order as set 2. And in a quote that we got from the Minnesota team manager, oh boy, I've never seen these matchups before.
Right.
We are doing it again. We've got Syrup Steve versus Mario Doug Todd first, then Rob Flats, Sarvi Yoshi, then Drew Joker, Grizzhawk Bowser Jr., then Milsharks DK, Stitch Yoshi. We're starting things off early here. Syrup looking to play a little bit better than he did in that first game. Gets the magma block there. That was huge. All the way up to 97% already is Doug Todd, and Syrup playing a little bit better than he did in this first game.
It's so funny that absolutely nothing has changed. And frankly, I'm not surprised. I mean, both teams played really well with these lineups, and every matchup was so close, but winnable for both teams. So I don't really see a reason. Oh my goodness, the forward air spike! Holy!
Wow, and Syrup just didn't have an answer for that one. Now got to get a quick knockout here before anything else goes too crazy. Gets the down air, and things are back even here.
There we go.
Got an opportunity there to mine a little bit. Doug Todd got inside of his blocks, dealt a couple percent. Now they're just kind of jockeying for stage position. Syrup gets a good little combo going, gets an opportunity to mine a little bit. Goes for the back air, launches Mario off stage a little bit, does it again. Gets his gold tools up, misses the down air just by a hair. That TNT explodes, uses that minecart to recover. Has Diamond now looking for an opportunity to get some Diamond tools. All stone and iron in the building area, so none of that that was knockout there.
Oh,
wow,
man.
way off stage for Syrup. Great play there for him. Now looking to finish things off still with 2 stocks.
Yeah, I love that aggression, and we haven't seen it a ton from Syrup. Usually he goes out pretty far in the horizontal and not so much the vertical, but he dropped way down for that, and it paid off. I like it.
Felt confident in his ability to get back on stage. I mean, the recovery is certainly good enough to justify it. Deals a couple of good percent there with an aerial combo. Now trying to do it again. Lands on that block, but just misses the attack that he was looking for, up to 58%. Mario trying a combo, but good back air, 105% now. That could have been a knockout if Mario had been even just a little bit higher on percent. Syrup now trying, gets it there, the knockout, and a quick 4-1 advantage for Syracuse. And if he had done that last game, they would have gone tiebreaker, Rowan.
That's right. It's a huge win for the Orange, and I think they know right now. They saw what happened when they didn't squeeze out every last stock in round 2. And so now that we're in round 3, they can kind of assess things a little differently and realize the true value of taking every single possible stock out of your opponent.
Syrup taking care of business like you expect him to. Now it moves on to Sarvi playing Yoshi and Luigi. Oh my goodness, I mixed them up. They sound similar.
They both have the J thing going on.
Yeah, and the E at the end. No, thank you. And Flats playing Rob.
Bang.
This was a matchup that Sarvi won in the first set, lost close in the second set, really came down to the absolute wire, and now we're going to have to see in this third set which way it'll go.
This will be huge for Minnesota because if it goes 4-2, which most of these games have, it'll give the Orange just a 1-point lead. But if Syracuse can win this one 4-2, they will be up 8-3. That's a much larger lead. You can get away with a loss in a whole game with that kind of lead. So this match has a lot of heft and could potentially even things up or double down on the Orange's round 1 win.
And we heard Coach Bear say it on his way out of the casting room. Go win your game, what he said to Sarvi. He has utmost faith in one of his team leaders.
And this is when Coach Bear said that Sarvi's either really on it or he just kind of falls short when pressure is up. If he's confident and that confidence is mixed with pressure, he's almost unstoppable. But if he's maybe not so sure of himself and there's pressure, it's going to be a different story.
Getting into it now, and you're going to see that gyro come out a lot. It's good at creating distance between these two characters, and that's desperately needed for Rob if he's going to win this one, just because of the the quick combos that Luigi can put you in if he gets close, if he gets within arm's reach. Rob now, though, it's his turn to combo. Does a real nice one. Comboed with a little bit of edge guard and goes for the gyro off the edge. Now just trying to get back on stage. Sarvi manages to do it. Some really well-timed, perfect recovery there. Goes for the grab, doesn't quite land it. And a quick knockout. Wow. Rob started off hot.
Yeah, he started everything with those down tilts, and that eventually led to a jab lock, and that down tilt comes out so fast. One of the fastest moves in the game. That's not a jab. And he took advantage with the forward smash, and then that up smash has that hitbox on the side, dragged Sarvi up into it. That was just some beautiful play. It was a good job racking up percent and quickly capitalizing on it with an effective kill move.
Sarvi can't let this stock be put to much use by Flats. 34% already. Sarvi's got to look for that knockout now. Look for it early. To 39%, that gyro still effectively creating space, letting Rob use the lasers a little bit more as opposed to trying to get in close. Up on even percent, but a stock differential now. Sarvi falling behind here, up to 81%. Lands the tornado, but doesn't quite get the knockout. Now 90% for Rob, 92, 93. That tick damage being off screen starting to play a factor. Puts Rob pretty much into the knockout zone, even for a character that's a little bit heftier. Looking for that knockout now. Sarvi, doesn't get it there. Now back once again, even on percent, a knockout, and wow, it's 3-1 Minnesota here.
That's that gyro. It sandwiches your opponent in between you and more damage. There's just not a lot you can do if you're Sarvi. We're seeing a Flats lead, not at all because Sarvi's falling short. He's actually playing quite well, but you're against someone like Flats who has just mastered their character and is reading their opponent perfectly.
And has certainly gotten to know Sarvi a little bit better over the course of these two games. And now, I mean, you're going to start to see some people have an advantage who didn't necessarily in the first game just because of adjustments. Sarvi needs to take a stock now, though. If he wants to keep it even, would make it 5-5 if he can take a stock here. We're going to see if he can do it. Rob has been just absolutely on top of everything.
Those projectiles, there's nothing you can do about them. It makes the stage so much smaller. The patented up smash, beautiful.
And that is absolutely necessary. Keeps this game tied. We'll see if Sarvi can sneak another stock off here. Put Syracuse at the advantage. Gonna need to do a job, though, if he wants to do so.
Yeah, this is a decent percentage gap, and the momentum has certainly been in the favor of Rob. He's been cooking so far.
Sarvi all the way up at 108%, definitely in that knockout zone now. If Rob can land just one or two more big hits, there it is, the knockout, and we're all tied back up here at 5-5.
That up smash is so unbelievable. It's so fast, and the hitbox is huge. It's such a good kill move in so many different scenarios, and we saw 2 of the 3 stocks came from that patented Rob up smash. Really good character control by Flats, and just a good all-around win. One that really brings Minnesota back into contention.
We're back even.
Right.
And that was big. Syrup went out, did exactly what he needed to do in game 1, and then Flats responded exactly how he, needed to. Now we'll get into Drew playing Joker against Grizzhawk playing Bowser Jr. This went 4-1 to Grizz last time.
Mm-hmm.
First time it went 4-2 to Drew.
Every one of these matches, it's just you can't. I think the only one that's gone the same way all 3 times so far is Syrup Doug Todd. Yep. That's the only one that has been predictable. All of these other ones have been varying results, and it makes it kind of hard for us because we can't. Our predictions aren't as concrete, but it makes it so fun to watch because you don't know what the heck's going to happen.
We'll see. Here, the Arsene form was not exactly capitalized on in last game. That was what I said would be the most important thing. And just the knockout, Bowser Jr. got up really high in percent without being knocked out.
Yes. I think that is the main takeaway from round 2 when this matchup happened, is we saw time and time again Bowser Jr. be in that 160 range, and that you should not be in the 160 range for over 10 seconds.
You got to get the knockout even before that.
You have to capitalize on the knockback that you get and the off-stage presence that should follow. You got to capitalize on hunting for a kill move more effectively and just taking what comes. And if that's a chip shot, it is. And maybe you'll send them off stage again and then continue. But the length late stock from Grizzhawk was just too much for Drew to handle, and that needs to be canceled out this time around.
Should be an incredible one. I mean, it's been an incredible night of Smash. This is probably the most exciting game we've watched all year, Rowan. Certainly the closest.
Again, just a score update, 5-5, tie game. The stakes continue to rise as time winds down.
I liked that. That was cinematic.
Thanks, man.
Absolute cinema.
Appreciate it.
Getting into it here. Drew deals a couple of percents with that little pistol shot. Now able to deal a couple more up close. Sends it down instead. Trying to edge guard, some really effective edge guarding, keeping Wendy cordoned off. Gets that chip damage now, that little poison tick damage. Wendy responds with a couple of big hits. I mean, it's all about those tick hits for Joker, especially before Arsene, whereas Wendy can just deal massive percents very quickly.
This was another part of game 2, the win for Grizzhawk, was those wind-up Koopas, just making the stage smaller, giving you a lot less places to go, starting combos. As a beautiful forward air finally gets the action started for Syracuse this time around.
That was an important knockout. Didn't allow Wendy to get too high up in percents. Got the knockout early. I mean, that's exactly what we were talking about, and it has put Drew in a very advantageous position here.
Right, now you got to make the most of this. Joker fairly light, so 90% is something to worry about. Just get as much percentage dealt as you can. Take what you can get. Play a little more passive. Don't put yourself in harm's way too much.
You can stay back, land some of those chip shots as opposed to going for anything big like you would if you were down. Some good edge guarding here from Wendy. Gets back on stage just to be completely pummeled into oblivion. It's a 25% advantage now for Drew.
Not a ton.
Not a lot. It's already been cut down to just 5 and now reversed.
Yeah, it was a very solid read from Grizz and took advantage as soon as the next stock started.
Grizzhawk getting dealt some more of those little chip percents. Back in Arsene form now, though. Got an opportunity here. 72%, up to 90% now for Minnesota. Drew trying to get that knockout blow. Goes those Koopas again. Throws it back across stage. Tries to give Grizz a taste of his own medicine. Doesn't get it. Both characters up pretty high now. 98 to 82%. Jockeying for that center stage control. Gets a good hit coming out of shield. Drew does. Pummeled into the air by that upwards leg kick. That little of
the propellers.
Yes, the propellers.
Man.
And oh my goodness.
Bing.
An effective knockout. Drew's got to really finish this before it can get too out of hand in this last stock.
Yeah, so someone's going to walk away from this one with an 9-7 lead.
I mean, unless Wendy can pull off something miraculous, but yes, all the way up to 153%. And this is what we were talking about beforehand.
Right.
In that Arsene form, got to get the knockout here quickly. Up to 47% now is Drew looking for that final blow. Doesn't get it there. Now up to 55%, jockeying for center stage. There's the knockout.
Huge. 55% is not bad in terms of change. That's not bad at all. A solid stock, and he didn't leave Wendy sitting on those high percents for long like he did in round 2.
That 55% advantage has dwindled for Wendy. Out of the Arsene form now is Joker in a dangerous area, 90%. Wendy just at 48, just about half that percent, now less than half. Joker needs to get to work quickly if it wants to claim that extra winning point. There go the little wind-up Koopas, creating space yet again for Wendy at that center stage now. There's the wind-up Koopa yet again.
Both characters a little more passive as they get into their final stocks, playing a lot of defense, but eventually someone's going to need to approach and get offensive.
And Joker waited in time for that Arsene form to come back. Maybe that's where that passive gameplay came from. Wendy maybe didn't realize, wasn't trying to take advantage of it. Big hit there, up to 125% now as Joker needs to make a move and quickly launches Wendy off the side of the stage. Grizzhawk needs to recover. Debated going for the edge guard, just didn't quite have the context that he wanted. Up to 90% now. Wendy looking for the knockout, 100% off the stage, out of the Arsene form. The Koopa's flying around up there. That chip damage now, 130% for Joker, 125 for Wendy. It is close. It is coming down to the wire. Who's going to take this crucial last stock? Both all the way up at above 135% now. Wendy at 142, looking for the knockout. And there it is, Joker, battered by Wendy. That sends us into the final game of the matchup. Score is 7. Oh, excuse me, I did some math wrong there. See, now I'm the one doing math wrong. It's 9-7, Minnesota.
Oh, man. That is a huge win for the Golden Gophers. 9-7. So now we've seen a lot of 4-2 wins. And if that were to happen here, that would be okay.
We go to sudden death.
We would go to sudden death, which, I mean, you thought this thing couldn't get any closer any longer. That's a very real possibility with Mill Sharks against Yoshi. Mill Sharks took a 4-2 win in the second game. Granted, it didn't mean anything, but
lost 4-2 in the first game.
And lost 4-2 in the first game. So we've seen this outcome before.
Now, if Mill Sharks can do any better than 4-2, that will be a win for Syracuse.
That's a win. So a 4-1 win or a clean 3-stock, that'll do it for Syracuse. Though it's unlikely, we haven't seen it. Just want to throw all the options out there. But a 4-2 win for Mill Sharks will put us to sudden death, and that will be electric.
Now, what did you see that you liked from Mill Sharks in that final last game? We kind of missed the first stock. We were debating movies, but
right.
Other than that,
right.
What did you see?
Right. From that one right there, from Mill Sharks in the second set, I liked the aggression. I think it's important to keep the space or keep close quarters with Yoshi as a heavy character. I think that he didn't let Yoshi utilize that egg, which is a huge spacing tool for Yoshi and can allow him to stun the character and then capitalize and punish. So because they were in such close quarters, the egg didn't really get pulled out a whole lot. And I'd like to see that again. But in response, I'm sure that Stitch will recognize that and say, all right, so I'm going to need to create a little more space and get a little faster and maybe utilize the edges of the stage a little more. So I'll be curious. It's going to be a lot of reactive play styles and shifting to what their opponent did poorly and what was more exploitable, but both of them are going to do it. So it's going to be a match that we really haven't seen before in terms of the strategy coming into it. We've seen it 2 times already, but the mindsets are going to be totally different.
And this is truly winner take all. Syracuse wins. It is either a win or going into that sudden death. If Minnesota wins, it's Minnesota's ball game. So truly, truly high-stakes action here.
Hear
the team getting hyped behind us.
I'm looking at him back there. He just brushed his hair out of his face, took a big, deep breath. He's got the support of Drew, who tapped him on the shoulder. Man, this is hype.
We're getting into it now. It's Donkey Kong versus Yoshi, 2 of the titans of this game. It's Mill Sharks versus Stitch, 2 of the best players on their respective teams. We're getting into it now. Yoshi dealing a couple percents, looking to juggle here early. Gets the ground pound there. Just misses that punch through the ledge, but now back pretty much on even percents. Good grab there from Yoshi. Mill Sharks recovers. Trying to land a couple of hits there, but good recovery from Yoshi. Gets back down to ground level, and that's one of the most important things. If DK is in the air, he is so vulnerable.
Yeah, one of Yoshi's big strengths.
Man. Misses the recovery.
Too low.
And an early knockout. That is tough for Syracuse.
It's got to make up for this, and it's hard against Yoshi, a character that's fairly heavy and difficult to knock out. DK's got a lot of kill moves, but still, the weight of Yoshi, it's going to be tough.
DK needs to be pretty much below his opponent the entire time. That is really key to the way that he plays. Getting bounced around, both of them in center stage. A good grab there. Launches Mill Sharks all the way up at 99%. Going to be difficult to recover. Needs the knockout and needs it badly. Goes for the grab there, doesn't hit it. Up at 113% now, getting juggled around. This could be real trouble here for Mill Sharks. Yoshi just trying to stay alive, making really good use of this first stock after the SD, and gets another stock. And the doors are looming for Syracuse here.
It's just such good vertical play from Yoshi. It's where he thrives the most as a character. The back air will take the first stock, but not before 2 get knocked off the board for Syracuse.
Mill Sharks is going to need to do a lot of percent here, all the way up at 95% on that last stock. Yoshi just needs 1 hit and has 2 full stocks to do it. That'll be the end for Syracuse. Gets the egg there on Mill Sharks, puts him in the egg, searching for that knockout blow. Gets it there, and Syracuse is going to fall in this third set and is going to fall overall 2-1 to Minnesota.
It's a tough sight. I'd look back there for just a moment. You saw Milsharks kind of grabbing his face, knowing that he could have delivered more. And when you're in that position in any sport, esports or conventional sports, you have an opportunity to be the guy. Everyone wants to be the guy, and it's tough when you fall short. But all the credit to Stitch. Just took advantage of his character's strengths. Yoshi does better moving upward, utilizing that up air, utilizing the down air. And that's all we saw that game. And the juggling was on display. Everything was executed to a T out of the Minnesota offense.
And a lot of credit to Minnesota sticking with its guns. After that first set, they sent out the same exact roster, 2 more sets in a row, and were rewarded for it.
That's right. You stick to what you know. If you're confident about something and you're a team manager, that is, at the end of the day, that's your call. That's not a call of the players. That's all the coaching staff. And Syracuse did it, and Minnesota did it. They stuck with the same lineups. It paid off for the Golden Gophers. Respect.
Well, Syracuse and Minnesota, they even things up now. Their record's at 4-2. We'll take some quick look at some replays from that last matchup, that last set. Syrup did exactly what he needed to do there early. And it was Sarvi it was just class play from Flats playing Rob. You saw it everywhere, and we'll look at it here now. The very end there, good back air, but wasn't going to be enough. Both of these teams now draw even at 4-2 in PEC play. They'll be tied for third heading into next week, and I think it's pretty indicative of where these two teams sit. This was tight all night.
Yeah, these are two very evenly matched teams. Not often do you go to three rounds. A lot of times these are over in 2. I think more often than not. So not only to go to 3 rounds, but for it to come down to the final game like this, these teams are neck and neck. And when they face next, I am really excited because I think it'll be something similar.
From the Shine Gaming and Esports Center, I'm Jack Elliott, joined, of course, by Rowan Mastrangelo. Huge thanks to Rayshawn and everybody in the production booth for their hard work tonight. We'll see you next time.